Today we're going to be talking about some Holy Trinity level high horology brands, Audemars Piguet and Patek Philippe. And so in honor of this occasion, I had to be a tool and put on my GMW B5000 full metal titanium square multi-band 6 tool watch with the camo print. That's how I'm feeling like I want to roll today. But today we're going to start a series here on the channel where I call it this or that. You know, we're going to talk about, should you buy this watch or should you buy that watch? Should you sell this watch or should you keep that watch? I get quite a few of these types of questions come my way, and I love talking with fellow watch enthusiasts. So we're going to start a this or that type segment. And if you have a question you want me to do, maybe a video response on, send me a very brief email. That way I can do a video about it. I'm not going to do if you send me your whole life story, I'm not going to do a video about your whole life story. So let's get to today's question. I'm going to read this email from Fabian, who says, "Dear Bruce, first, keep up doing the good work. I am from the Netherlands. I'm a watch lover. I totally understand that you sold your Grail Vacheron Constantin. I am just like you. I am about to sell my Grail Audemars Piguet 15500 Royal Oak silver dial and flip it for a Patek World Timer flyback. Please give me your honest opinion. Am I doing something good, or hope to hear from you? Regards, Fabian." So Fabian, I'm going to give you my opinion here, but don't listen to my opinion. It's just my opinion. Don't listen to the viewer's opinion writing in the comments right now. What matters is your opinion. It's your wrist. It's your money. It's your collection. So keep that in mind. That being said, you can make a great choice. You can make a not so great choice. I'm going to give you my opinion, but just take it with a grain of salt. Again, I'm not affected by your choice with your collection here, your this or that type scenario. So let's start with the watch that you're about to sell. I have it here on Audemars Piguet's website behind me. This is the Royal Oak 15500 in stainless steel silver dial. This is one of my favorite watches ever. I love it. Let me tell you a little bit about me real quick. I value a lovely design, just a great design. I value history. I value dial details. I value a good movement. I value a unbeatable bracelet. I'm a bracelet dog. And so when I look at the Royal Oak, I don't know if there's a better sport watch out there for me. There are watches that will come really close, but this is almost ideal. It has the best bracelet, in my opinion, on the market in terms of being solid and having that phenomenal light play, that quality that just dazzles and sparkles and incites that emotional response in you as a collector that goes, wow, I have something pretty and beautiful and robust on my wrist. And then you look at the Grand Tapisserie dial. You have an in-house movement. You have a lovely Gerald Genta design. It was the original that kind of sparked all of these style stainless steel integrated sport pieces. This was the grandfather. It's awesome in every aspect. So as I'm here talking about this watch, I'm thinking, Fabian, don't sell this watch. This is an amazing watch. But I'm not in your shoes. I haven't owned this watch for however long you've owned this watch. I'm thinking from somebody who's kind of lusting after that watch and hoping that one day I can buy that piece, because one day I plan on buying this watch. I like the silver dial more than the blue dial, more than the black dial. I think the silver is the way to go. It retails at $22,900, which, if you think about it, is quite a bit for a stainless steel watch that really carries no intrinsic value, no grand complications. There's a little bit of precious metal in the movement. There's a little bit of precious metal on the dial with the hands and markers. But really, the draw to this watch is that it's a status symbol of luxury, of wealth. It's an icon. It's horologically valued by watch enthusiasts, but it's also very popular in the pop culture segment of the world. So it doesn't actually sell for $23,000. You're lucky if you can get it for $23,000. If I had a boutique offer it for me, I would go down there that day, send the bank transfer, and enjoy that watch, because it's a steal of a deal. It's selling for double that. It's selling in the low $40,000 range. And I don't see that changing. I know everyone says, oh, it's a bubble, it's going to pop. Maybe it would take something absolutely catastrophic to do that. Even with a worldwide pandemic, watch sales, luxury watch sales are through the roof. It boggles the mind. So I would see a day in the not too distant future where this is a $50,000 plus watch. And it's kind of crazy. It's kind of stupid to think about something so valuable. Reality, I mean, it costs. I think we would be shocked to figure out how much it actually cost Audemars Piguet to manufacture. And we see their profit, up to the 22,000, and then we see the crazy aftermarket valuation. It's just wild to think about. I love the watch. Now, let me change the background and let's talk about the Patek Philippe. Okay, this is the watch that Fabian's going to be flipping into. This is the Patek Philippe 5930G, I believe is the reference. And G stands for white gold. So this does have precious metal. This does have intrinsic value. And it is elegant and beautiful to a degree that I believe Audemars Piguet will never attain with the Royal Oak platform. It's not brutish and toolish and industrial. It's not designed after a porthole. This is refined. It has curves. It has pop and polish. It has an alligator strap. It has a lovely guilloche hand crafted dial. And it has a very unique set of complications here. Very unique to see a world time with a flyback chronograph all in one watch. And really, it's lovely. I understand your draw to this watch, Fabian. I mean, I know watch enthusiasts and other Rolex guys for years and years. And then okay, what's next? I have all the Rolexes I like. All right, yeah, let me try Calatrava. Let me try, an Aquanaut. And then they get hooked on Patek. And they stop being Rolex guys and they start being Patek gentlemen, right? And they have now a dozen different Pateks. I understand the draw to go toward this horologically significant brand that flies more under the radar than a brand like AP does, especially with the Royal Oak and stainless steel. So I get that. Value on this one, retail price, is going to be just shy of $80,000. Now, is it double in value? Not this one. Not this Patek Philippe, no. In fact, this doesn't appreciate on the secondary market. You take a loss on this one if you decide that you want to sell it. It's being listed anywhere from 60,000, 67, right around that range. And so you'll lose a good $10,000 on this watch if you get an itchy trigger finger and you go, you know what, I've liked this watch, maybe I'm going to move on and try something else. If you're like that, Fabian, maybe you are. I know I am. You're going to lose some money. And that can be a big deal. None of us want to lose money in this hobby, especially, over $10,000. That's a lot. That's a lot of money right there. So that's something to be aware of, even though I recognize the Patek Philippe is a superior watch in terms of having intrinsic value, in terms of having real, beautiful in-house complications. It's a really lovely watch. The other thing you have to kind of answer for yourself, Fabian, is what kind, of lifestyle do you live? Are you more sporty? Do you dress up more? Do you go to boardroom meetings? Do you travel? Would a world time be handy to you? Or would you be better suited off with a stainless steel watch with keeping the Royal Oak? Or, I think a lot of you guys watching this right now, you're going, why would I want to, if I sold my Royal Oak for, let's say, 40 grand, I could buy this Omega and this Rolex. I could buy, these 4 Tudors and this Breitling and this and that and the other Zenith and Grand Seiko. And I could have a dozen watches that are absolutely marvelous. Maybe dozens a little bit high, but you could have a very varied collection that's very impressive. I know some of you are going, I would rather go with a variety than one. I would go for quantity of quality over very nice quality over quantity, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm sounding a little bit ridiculous, but I think we're all at a different spot. Price is pretty relative for each of us as collectors. You might be in the $500 range looking at those watches. Nothing wrong with that. I spent years doing that. You might be in the $5,000 range and experiencing luxury watches and in-house stuff from Switzerland and Germany, or you might be shopping $50,000 watches. Everybody's at a different spot, and you've got to decide, what type of collector do you want to be? Do you get that itchy trigger finger? Are you going to be flipping, or are you buying to keep and to pass down to the next generation? And so once you answer those questions, it'll become clear, hey, maybe I should keep this awesome AP. Maybe I should buy this absolutely outstanding and amazing Patek Philippe. Or maybe I should just not get any of these two and go with the third option. There's no right answer. There are good answers, there are better answers, there are poor answers, but they're going to depend on what type of collector you are, where you're going to be now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And so hopefully, Fabian, you've enjoyed this video response and you have something to gain from it. I'm not going to validate you and say, yes, buy the Patek, which it seems like you're going to be doing. I'm not going to do that because personally, I like the AP more. Maybe people in the comments will feel differently, and I'm interested in reading their suggestions and just what they have to say. That being said, this is the end of the first This or That episode. If you want me to do a This or That, and it doesn't matter if we're talking G-Shock, Vostok, Omega, Grand Seiko, whatever it is, I'll talk about it. I love watches. I'm not going to price discriminate. You got to send me an email, and it's got to be brief. And if I like it, I'm not going to do every one of emails I ever get. But if I think it's going to make great content, let's do it. We'll do another episode of This or That. Thanks for watching today, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.